Hello everybody, it is RetroGamingNow, and we are back here with another episode of Path of Exile. And this is kind of going to be a strange episode because, as you might be able to tell, I actually didn't get any audio recorded for this episode. So what I'm doing is overdubbing it afterwards. And it's going to be kind of a weird format, might feel a little bit strange. But unfortunately I have no choice, so I could either release the whole episode without any audio or kind of do this. So we're watching myself play at 330% speed, and sort of what I decided I wanted to do is I wanted to go and complete the Oak's quest. So remember, Oak asked us to kill Craitland and Alira, I think was the other one, and so here we are at Craitland, and we had the option to join her and betray Oak, but I decided, well, since I've already given my word to Oak, I might as well just keep going with that, and, you know, since I said I would do it, I'm going to go ahead and kill Craitland for him. And so we take her out, not too much of a challenge, and that's kind of been one of this opening places. So you notice we've still got Einhar with us, so that means there are a couple of beasts we had to find. So as we go through this forest, we end up killing a few of these beasts here, but that's alright, and, you know, it kind of works out. So the setup we're using, we are still using our bow setup, and so I kind of do an alternate between the spread bow attack and the poison arrow attack. And if you remember, kind of the way I approached it is the spread arrow attack is good for like right up front, quick attacks, and then the poison arrow attack shoots them up into the air and then they land, so there's kind of a delay. And so this sort of allows me to get some damage before they get to me. So here we are killing some of those monsters. You see we're capturing beasts and putting them into the bestiary. And that's something, unfortunately, in this episode we still don't quite get to. The plan, of course, would be eventually to sort of see how those work, but we didn't get there just yet. So there's all sorts of stuff going on. Things get really intense really quick when you're facing all of these enemies. But just like that, we finished it out. So let's see. It looks like I found an upgrade, a greater life flask, so I get rid of my lesser life flask and put that over to the side. And here I am just sort of exploring the edge. Want to make sure I see everything there is to see in the broken bridge before I continue onwards. So we've completed one of the two things we need to do for Oak. We've killed Craitland, but we still have one more person to kill. So we see, go to the world, and when we teleport to the riverways, we need to figure out how to get over to the side. So what I'm going to do is sort of follow this path. And surprise, surprise, Einhar shows up again, so that's actually pretty nice because it allows us to fight with him, but then as we enter in the Western Forest, he's gone. So I think I've been to the Western Forest at least once, but only briefly. I certainly didn't find the outpost. We go through that portal and activate the strange thing. You'll notice, one thing I noticed is down at the bottom there's that little treasure chest, and the more enemies you kill while that section is active, then the more things you get from the treasure chest. So we activate the waypoint to the Western Forest. We hadn't done that quite yet. So that'll allow us to get back more easily. Continue on, continue fighting these enemies. And we're mostly seeing, looks like humanoids. I think they're just humans who are like Alira's people. They're snipers or whatever they are. You see I've got two things at once. I get the lightning shrine and the large person shrine, and so that's the lightning shrine right there. And so I'm like, well, okay, I want to find the boss real quick. And we stumble into the Blackguards, and I'd forgotten about it, but Blackguards was a story quest that we had to take out. So we kill the boss there, activate the thaumatic seal, and boom, there's a quest down. So we weren't even trying to do that. Just like that. And so I'm checking to make sure I'm in the right spot. It turns out I am, so that means I don't want to go to Prison Gate. So move around the side. I did get an upgrade, and one of the things I learned is you can search for something. So you kind of missed it, but what I can do is type in dexterity. So if I need more dexterity, it'll show me which skill points have dexterity, and it can help me sort of plan the route I want to take. And the reason we want to do that is because you can see we have two gems to level up on the side, and both of them are the gems that we're using, so the two bowcasting gems. So I needed to get some more dexterity if I wanted to continue using those gems as frequently as I do and upgrade them properly. So I know I've already kind of been over here, so I kind of just wanted to loop around the side and make sure that Alira wasn't over here, and I knew she wasn't, but it was just wanted to do that to make sure. Come back over, keep going on the other side. You can sort of see oftentimes I take the same sort of route where I try and go around. And we find her. We talk to her, and she gives us the opportunity to help her. But we've made a promise to Oak, so we decide to kill her. She ends up being not too much of a problem. These poison arrows are really, really effective from the sky. And with that, we've got our 2 amulets, so we need to go back to Lord Oak. So what I do is I take a portal, and we're going to take the portal to the town, but I accidentally go right back into the portal. So I wasted a scroll. This time I got it right. We go to the waypoint. And into the wetlands. There's a tree over there we can't get into right now. And some crabs caught my eye, so I kind of wanted to see what those were. And against my better judgment, I choose to activate that. And I got a few good stuff out of it. So, you see me cruising through. Where are you, Oak? Where are you, Oak? I'm kind of just running from everybody, not really engaging in any fights right now. Go around along the edge. Do have to fight those because they're in the way and I wanted that jeweler's orb, but everything else we kind of just avoid. And there we are. We talked to him. He still hasn't loaded in his textures, but we decide to help him, and because of that we get the apex and we get some permanent stat increases. Now, one thing that might have been interesting was if I chose to kill him, but I don't think I would have gotten any stat increases. So here I am checking the quests, and some of these quests are finished, so let's see what I do next. I think I head back to town and head to the crossroads. Yeah. So I think what I was doing here was I was just sort of trying to explore the crossroads a little bit and give myself a sense of what was open, because I think there's a spot up there in the map that I wanted to get to. And so I was like, well, I need to go to the crossroads and sort of get a sense of what I can do. So I head on up and over, and there we go, Chamber of Sins, level 1. And there's some quest that we need from the Chamber of Sins, and I didn't quite remember what it was. And we go in there, lots of spiders. And we get some, not some mummies, but they're kind of like zombies, we'll see. So I keep raining down fire, or raining down poison with them. For this entire episode, I kind of used the same setup. And we kill Black Death, which I might add is a pretty unoriginal name. I mean, I could just name myself Ebola if I wanted to, but I didn't. So I like some of the other names better. I think there was something like Stink Wrench or something like that. Like something crazy, straight out of Fate. So anyways, we're over here trying to figure out what is going on in the Chamber of Sins. Looking around, and we continue to fight, and we see another boss over there, but it's not a story boss. Look over there. Oh, there's nowhere to go but there. And another boss. Kill some thugs. Yeah, so those alterations, I think is what they were. The spindles, all these basically kind of zombie things. And we figured out what chaotic damage is. That green stuff that they leave when they die is chaotic damage, chaos damage. So if I stand on that, I take damage. So then we descend into the Chamber of Sins, level 2. Down we go. It says solve the Trials of Ascendancy in this era. So that's something I haven't done yet. That actually went back a ways. You know, I don't think I actually ever found the Trials of Ascendancy. I kind of forgot about that, so maybe that's something we'll need to do in a future episode. But I keep on going, keep working through. Decide to avoid the mysterious nether portal, or whatever portal it is. Pick up some orbs, and you see now we've got some skeletons. These skeletons are electrical skeletons, and they are blasting us with electric sparks. So that's something we certainly hadn't seen before. You know, just another day in the life, another slow day at the office, fighting skeleton mages from hell. So we keep on going, head on through that little corridor. Not a lot of skeletons, and oh, we see something. We see someone take a thing through the portal. Piety goes through the portal, and so we go over there, and look, there's a slave girl that's trapped. So we head on up, and we fight this boss. But really the boss we want to fight is this one right here. And he's like a weird crab human chimera. Really weird. Something's wrong. We find the strange device, which transmutation device, I think. We turn it off and we go over and we help her. And so she's happy and she says she'll meet us in town. So I look around. Is there anything else to get here? Picked up that gem. No. Head back to town. So I go and talk to everybody. Everybody's all really happy, and they give me some some gems that I can use. Which gem am I going to pick? I don't know. Pick one of them, go and talk to the other person. Use our silver coins on a prophecy. Still not quite sure what that's for. Helena's got something for us, I think. Poison the ancient tree. So those roots we saw, now we know how to get in. We just got to poison it with what we've got. So we can do that, and she says she'll meet us there, but we're not going to do that just yet. The golden hand is what we want, so what I do is I go, and I see there's actually a quest from Lion Eye's Watch that I completed. He was that guy who was like a poet or something like that. So we travel on back to Lion Eye's Watch, and he reads us his poem. Very slowly. And then we hit continue, and that's it. He gives us 2 skill points. And we spend those. So anyways, that was a very abbreviated version. This was Retro Gaming Now playing Path of Exile. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much for bearing with me.